Harmonize with me and hold me tight all through the night. You're shining bright. I'm your oyster, baby. You're my pearl.
We're here.
Hey, Dom.
Here we are again. Can I just say, I'm
What?
reluctant to put my headphones on.
Why?
Because I have debonair hair.
Your hair does look good today.
And you know how much I like debonair hair. It's not often that I get debonair hair. It's a freakish occurrence.
Well,
Go on.
You don't have to wear the headphones. The only person you'll miss, because you can hear me, is John, the producer.
I think I will put them on.
Are you sure?
But I just want to kind of, cement, just for a moment, debonair hair. Can I talk about debonair hair for a second?
Yeah.
Debonair hair is something that I don't prepare. Because,
It's what you like to wear.
It's a poem. Lots of times, whatever, I'll style my hair and it'll look one way, look another. I don't really care about it one way or the other. But then, sometimes, more often than not, when I wake up in the morning and I've got crazy bedhead, I've slept in a weird way, and we'll get into that in a second, I'll just get water and I'll just kind of like plaster my hair down to make it calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
And more often than not, when I leave the house, then there's a much higher chance that I'll have debonair hair, which is a little bit of a pompadour.
Yeah, it's got like a little wave.
I'm going to ruin it now. But there you go. That was debonair hair.
Can I write a poem about that just now?
Yeah, maybe a song about... Oh, it's so much better with the cans on to hear your voice.
It's called Debonair Hair by Dom. When I wake up without a care, put water on my head, then debonair hair. I walk downstairs, now what should I wear? Well, I don't really care. I've got debonair hair. Thank you very much, Dominic. That's a poem about your debonair hair.
You could also achieve debonair hair, whether that's you, Bills.
Yep.
Or you guys at home. If you've got stories about how you accidentally have a great hairstyle, let us know.
I don't think I'll get debonair hair now.
Really?
Yeah, a bit too thin and too short.
My hair's thin too. I'll say it right now, and I have no shame in saying it. If I do get to a point where I am noticeably losing my hair, either a massive bald patch or crazy receding, I'm getting that hair surgery.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, why not?
I'm just going to shave mine off.
I mean, you've had a skinhead quite a few times in your life, and you can rock it. So at least you know, if you get to that point, well, a skinhead works for me, you know.
But you want to keep your debonair hair?
I'm a bit precious with my hair, aren't I?
You look good, though.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, emails and real mails.
Fast as tigers, slow as snails.
Should we do some questions?
Why not?
I'm excited about this one because Cara from Cheshire has got in touch with us, and that's where I spent a huge amount of my childhood. Stockport in Cheshire.
Oh,
which
really?
is in Greater Manchester. And Cara, this is a question for you, Bills.
All right.
Cara said, Billy, exactly how smug did you feel about the fact that the other hobbits had to do dialogue training when you were just allowed to use your natural, charming Glaswegian brogue?
Now here's the thing. I actually did do some voice stuff, dialogue training, because the original idea was we all had a sort of accent like you ended up using.
Kind of West Country.
Or maybe not Frodo. Maybe Frodo was always a little RP.
Yeah.
But when we started messing around with the accents, I think basically Pete said, "You're just not as funny."
Interesting.
In the North Country or West Country accent. So and I was kind of quite happy at that, because for one thing, I love to hear Scottish voices and things, because I feel like we don't hear them enough. But in the world of Tolkien, there is a lot of different accents, and it's lovely. But in the books, it does say that the Tooks live in their own country, which made me think of like Scotland, and they invented golf, which sounded like Scotland, and they were the heads of the clans in the Shire. And and Took actually is an old Gaelic word meaning to bang a drum. And I just liked the idea of the hobbits having a Scottish clans up there, you know. And on top of that, I also liked, because it was 4 hobbits, all quite similar, that it would be nice to make it more obvious on which one is which I think is important, because we still get confused who was Merry, who was Pippin. And then it was a nice way of kind of making Pippin a bit of an individual.
Yeah, I mean, last night in the Q&A that I did, someone said, will you be singing The Last Goodbye on the podcast? And I just wrote, no, that's the other one.
People still get us confused and get Billy and Dom confused, not just Merry and Pippin. It's crazy.
All right, we've got another question here.
Oh?
From Sarah in Ann Arbor in Michigan. Have you ever been to Michigan?
Here we go. Not only have I been to Michigan, I know Ann Arbor. I have family in Michigan.
Really?
So when I was a young man, I used to go to Michigan around Ann Arbor, like Mount Clemens, around that area. And so in the same way that you used to hang around Cheshire and around that area, I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
What's the vibe at Ann Arbor?
Well, the thing is, it's around Detroit, so a lot of people there were working in the auto industry, making cars. So my dad's sisters, both of them, went to Detroit with their husbands to work in the General Motors. So they lived around that area, which meant we would go and visit them every year when I was sort of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Back when Michigan was a thriving, growing car industry, right?
Yeah, and they lived in the sort of suburbs, and that was the first time I ever saw McDonald's. And everything was very American. And there was no sidewalks because everyone drove everywhere. So we would be walking. I remember walking when I was like 11 years old.
Yeah, I remember walking when I was 11 years old.
But not on no sidewalk, no pavement.
Right.
And someone shouted out a car, buy a car,
what
man.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. So I've spent a lot of time in Ann Arbor.
We digressed there a little bit, Bills, but Sarah from Ann Arbor in Michigan asked us, do you think Lord of the Rings paved the way for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Intricate storytelling, fantasy elements, etc.
Would you like to answer that, Tom? You're a good one for breaking down movies and what they're all about.
I feel like Marvel's such a massive franchise that it was probably going to happen anyway. I think Lord of the Rings did a lot of things for kind of movie history, movie legacy. It was the first major fantasy film that was noticed by the Academy and won. I think there's been films over the years that got a few maybe special effects nods or visual effects nods, but not Best Picture.
A fantasy movie had never won Best Picture.
So I think that was helpful for films like Marvel to say there's an audience here, but I'm not sure really.
And certainly the way that Pete shot the movie. I mean, I've seen pretty much direct takeoffs of Pete's shots in other big blockbuster movies where you're like, that is completely from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm sure younger filmmakers have watched it and thought, oh, why do that shot?
Yeah. Imitation's the best form of flattery and so on.
That's what they say.
Do you have a favourite Marvel film?
Hold on, Dom. Let me have a think, because I'm going into the very deep parts of my brain right now to think about this.
While you think, I'll give you a second to think. Mine's Doctor Strange, I think, because it has some nice elements of comedy with some fun psychedelia. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is very funny in it. Our friend Benny Wong is in it.
Benny Wong's in it. Anything with Benny Wong in it is worth watching.
Good old Benny. He's a good man. And it's just a bit of a romp. It's exactly what you're looking for in a Marvel film. There's adventure, there's fun, there's battles, there's craziness, there's colours. Tilda Swinton is incredible in it.
Yeah.
One of my favourite actors.
No, I'll give you that. That was a very good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's very good. What about the TV show What was that called?
Are you talking about WandaVision?
I am.
You're a fan, right?
I really liked it.
Another one of your co-stars.
Yeah, Paul Bettany. I really liked that show. I thought it was really interesting, and it kept me at the very edge of my seat.
So is this like, this is looking at the Marvel universe through like a 1950s sitcom? Is that the
Wow,
idea?
you're going to enjoy it because you haven't seen it,
No,
have
I've
you?
not seen it.
Ah,
I've not seen it.
well, it goes. I don't want to give you too much.
No
But
spoilers.
basically, each week, 1950s sitcom. Next week, 1960s sitcom.
Why?
Not telling you because
Okay.
you told me not to tell you.
No, don't tell me.
70s sitcom.
Right.
The next week, 1980s sitcom.
I think I'm getting the trend here.
You still don't want me to tell you?
No.
Well, watch it.
Okay. Really? Is it worth it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you mind at this point in the show if I remove my shoes?
Please. Have you got socks on?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got those little, what do you call those socks? It's like figure hugging socks.
Hey, I tell you what, these guys don't give us money or anything, but I love bombast socks.
Well, so what's the deal with bombast socks? It sounds like a Spanish word.
Well, for one thing, for every pair you buy, I can't believe we're doing an ad and not getting paid for it. For every pair you buy, they give a pair to homeless shelters
Well,
because
that's a good reason to advertise them anyway.
straight away.
You know what I mean?
And then, do you know what I like about Bombas? They have this thing
Yeah,
that
what's
kind
that
of
grip about?
it sort of hugs your foot,
Mm.
and I quite like that.
Well, your wife was the next ballet dancer, right? They look like ballet dancers' socks.
Look at that! Look at that!
Did your wife teach you that?
Yeah, she says I've got very nice feet for a dancer.
I was devastated because I used to have fantastic flexibility in my feet.
Oh, I know that.
In fact, my left is still pretty fantastic. My right, I fractured terribly in Bali in a motorcycle accident, and they had to fuse 2 toes. So my big toe and what do you call the toe next to your big toe? Middle toe?
No, there's only pinky,
Second toe?
big toe. See the other 3? They don't have a name.
They're nameless.
Mm-hmm.
Really? If you've got any ideas what you might call your toe next to your big toe, please get in touch with us. friendshiponion@castmedia.com. Anyway, I've had my big toe and the toe next to my big toe fused. So they will not move now. So my other 2 toes will do this. And these toes will do that. And it looks horrible. And I used to really like my feet.
Yeah, your feet were. The first time I ever met you, you picked up a DVD recorder with 1 foot. I remember you doing that,
Yeah.
and I thought that's amazing
Yeah.
because that's quite a weight.
Yeah, it's sad that. Have you broken a bone before?
Just my pinky.
Oh, right.
Oh, and my rib.
How'd you break your rib?
I used to do martial arts, and a guy kicked me.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what you came there for, though, isn't it?
yeah.
You get what you pay for.
You're asking for it, really. And I think that's all.
I was saying to a friend the other day, the toughest thing for me, in my experience about breaking a bone, and I've broken quite a few, is you wake up in the morning and in that moment of being awake but not being fully aware that you're awake yet, my brain would send a message to that part of my body to say, are you still broken? And I would get a message back saying, yeah, we're still broken. And the initial conscious thought of kind of it's like a mini depression and anxiety because you're like, oh, my body's broke, is such a sad way to start your day. That's my least favorite thing about breaking a bone. Not the pain, not the recuperation. It's the fact that your brain says, are you okay? And that part of your body goes, no, we're not okay yet. And I go,
And see all the parts of your body. Do they have different voices?
it's a good question.
Or is it just the one?
It's been a while since I've broken a bone. So the next time I break a bone, I'll let you know if it has a
You know,
different
like,
voice.
is your pinky going, no, we're still broken? But yet, like, your thighs like, oh,
We'll be fine in a bit.
it's going to be a while.
Yeah. If you've got any interesting stories about breaking bones,
Where would you send them,
guys,
Dom?
get in touch with us. Send us an email at friendshiponion@castmedia.com. Or you can also send us a voice message. Now, that voice message can be anything. That can be, hi, Billy and Dom, here's a question for you. It can be, here's my story about my life that I think you might be interested in.
I'm a medical student. I know what all the toes are called.
Yeah,
So somebody might say that.
right.
Speakpipe.com/The Friendship Onion.
Get in touch.
Leave a message.
subscribe to the pod. The reason why you subscribe to the pod, I was telling my mum today because she didn't know about podcasts. She said, "Oh, when does it come out?" And I said, "It's already out, Mum." And she said, "Well, how do I listen to it? Where do I go to listen to it?" I said, "Go to the Friendship Onion, wherever you might be looking for your other podcast. And if you click subscribe, then you don't have to keep searching for it every week. It's just going to show up in your phone, Maureen. She's got bigger fish to fry." She's actually frying fish today, my mum.
Oh, I hope it's nice.
Yeah.
Then she'll be sitting there and she'll say, "What am I going to do today?" Bing!
She
Friendship Onion, new episode.
She said, "Say hello to you."
Oh, please send my love to her.
Asked how you were.
She's lovely.
She is lovely. They're a bit sad because obviously my parents spend quite a bit of time in Spain, but what with one thing and another going on, they've not been able to get to Spain for a while, and they love Spain.
My sister lives in Spain.
Yeah, she does.
So she loves Spain, I know.
Good for her. Right. Here we go, guys.
Right.
We've had a few messages on our YouTube channel. So if you'd rather watch us do this podcast instead of listen, then you can go to the Friendship Onion at youtube.com and leave your comments there. And some of the more colourful comments.
Right. Let's give us one, Dom.
We've pulled from our YouTube channel. Rally?
Eh?
Rayleigh?
Rally.
Rally left us a message on our YouTube channel,
Yep.
Friendship Onion. He said, "Oh, this is a line from the film.
I go on then.
I feel it in the water.
Well,
I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. That this is going to be my new favourite podcast." No! Who says that? I feel it in the water. Is that Galadriel?
Galadriel.
Thanks, Rally.
Thanks, Rally.
Leave your beautiful comments on our YouTube channel. It's better to leave your beautiful comments underneath our podcast and rate us, give us a 5-star review, because then we'll fly up the charts and people will get a chance to listen to us more and more.
I love it.
Are you still hungry?
Yeah, I'm starving.
Guess what?
What?
We're now at a point where we're going to eat the world.
Yes! Billy and Dom eat the world. Bill and Dom eat the world. What are we eating today, Dom?
Billy's favourite part of the show.
I
Today
love it.
we're going to be eating this kind of dip, I guess, called Giardiniera. It's an Italian dip that has been kind of morphed by, I think, the Mexican community over here.
Giardiniera.
And we'll have to find out from our illustrious producer, John, if we're having the Italian version or the Mexican version. But it's basically, it's kind of like an anti-pesto.
And tell me this, Dom. Where in the United States would this be a staple food?
I don't know.
Well, why don't you pan up a little bit and you can
hang on. We've got some information here.
I would say Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Wouldn't you?
The Windy City. City of broken shoulders.
Let me read this bit out for you.
There you go.
In Chicago, it's most often used on beef sandwiches, which is a Chicago staple, as you know, along with hot dogs, sandwiches, and more recently, pizza. And that's how we're having it, Dom.
Are we having it with a little pizza?
Oh,
And it's like a dip. So a lot of times, we don't really do this in Britain that much, but in the States, they'll dip like ranch
Yeah.
or barbecue sauce with their
Buffalo.
pizza. Buffalo. But we don't do that at all, do we?
Nah,
We
you
have
get your pizza, you eat it. I'll tell you what you do in Scotland, though. Deep fry a pizza.
Wow.
Do you do that?
No.
In Manchester.
No.
You should try it. It's crispy.
When you eat a pizza, if you take a slice, will you fracture the slice in the middle and fold it over?
Sometimes I will, depending on the shape of it. Oh, here we go.
There it comes. Here comes John.
Oh, it's got the stuff already on it. Remember what it's called, Dom?
Giardiniera.
Oh, it does look good.
It looks hot, by the way.
Do you mind if I smell it?
Please smell it. This is a sensory experience for the two of us.
It's pickly. It smells quite pickly. Now, hold on. Pan down a little bit, Dom.
We'll give you some more information while we're talking.
So it's called Giardiniera.
Giardiniera, originally an Italian dip
Uh-huh.
of sorts, made with vinegar.
Oh, lovely. Oh, there it is.
Well, here it is, right
There's
here.
the
We'll
jar
show,
of
we'll
it.
show you guys.
Is this a good one, John? Is this like a...
That's the best.
Oh, this is the best.
Marconi. That sounds very Italian.
Oh, God.
Marconi. Originally kind of vegetables in vinegar, but then it was commandeered and became more vegetables in oil, which I think might be the one that we're doing. Anyway.
So the idea was, It was an Italian way of preserving vegetables from the garden. You see? So, and I suppose in the same way that in Korea they would have, what's that called?
Kimchi.
Kimchi. Would it be the same sort of idea? I suppose it's preserving it in some way, but hold on till we try it.
Preserving it. Oh, it's good.
Is it?
I know Billy well enough now to know that he'll like that. He likes a little bit of punch to his food.
Now, is that a jalapeno there?
Yeah.
Is that? Hold on. It's hard to get. Oh, Dom. That's spicy, that. Oh.
I will sometimes watch the show back, and my favourite moments of the show are when the two of us are eating and you can just hear us munching into the mics because you just sound so silly. Very hobbity though.
Dom.
Man, I'm having another bite. You love it, don't you?
I absolutely love it. But you can't in any way taste the pizza. It's just Giardiniera. Giardiniera? Is that right?
You're going to have to keep talking because I've got a little
Hold on.
jalapeno in my throat. It's hot, but I like hot. If you can see me sweating, it's a sweat of joy, pure joy. It's roasting it.
Oh, it's lovely, that. Now, it's a Chicago style. It's pickled for longer, Dom.
Right. Go on. Have you ever been to Chicago?
Yeah, I love it. Windy
I've never
City.
been.
Have you? You pickle the vegetables first in Chicago, but then you drain it, and then you cover the vegetables with oil. I'll tell you what. They say it works on everything. There's nothing it doesn't work on.
Now, I'm not sure how much you guys are enjoying just listening to Billy and I eat, but I'm liking this so much that I'm going to finish the entire slice. It's excellent. I can see this on toast.
Have you eaten a whole slice of pizza?
Yeah. I could have this on like sourdough toast, just like that, because you know me, I love a hot breakfast.
I know that.
I don't mean heat, I mean spice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of my favorite things about Southeast Asia. You can wake up in the morning and you can have a curry for breakfast, and I love that. I love it.
Now, the thing is, Dom, a lot of people outside of Chicago don't know about this. So we're spreading it to the masses. What's it called again, Dom?
Giardiniera. Giardiniera. Says here, sales have doubled in the last decade.
Well,
all over the country.
I don't know if you buy shares, but maybe you should buy shares in Giardiniera. If it's doubling, I mean, that's got to be a good investment.
And double, it's Irish, is it?
No, doubling.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Sometimes if I eat hot food, it can make me delirious.
This was an idea from John, our producer, who, I don't know if he's from Chicago, maybe he is, but he loves this stuff.
It's a great choice, John.
That's the best thing you've ever done, John.
I don't know the answer to this, John, but is Giardiniera available from most supermarkets, or is it a bit of an exclusive kind of thing to get?
It's a little bit harder to find out here. I bought it from Amazon.
Oh.
But in Chicago, it's everywhere. So there's a sandwich place called Potbelly that has some of the best Giardiniera. So on a sandwich, it's very good.
And in Chicago, it is all oil-based, but in Italy, it's vinegar-based. Is that right?
I think that they kind of traded recipes a little bit. So now that style of Giardiniera is more common. And the pickled variety it's almost different. So if you go to stores around here have usually the pickled variety of Giardiniera, but it's just not the same. I know that one's hot, but it also comes in mild, medium, super hot.
Love hot.
The hot peppers in it are what gives it that kick.
I'm sweating in a good way. You're sweating too.
I love it.
It's very, very tasty. Sometimes it doesn't happen as often anymore, but if I have one of those hangovers where you think, oh, this is going to be a bad day, I'll eat a hot pickled jalapeno and let's come back. I think Giardiniera would be a great choice for that because you're getting your vegetables, you're getting your heat, a couple of spoonfuls of that, back to bed, come up smiling on Tuesday.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a jar in that in my kitchen. It's lovely. I could think of a few things that would be good on. I'd put it in eggs.
Oh, yeah. Poached eggs would be great.
What do you think of that, John?
Eggs is very common.
That's a great one.
Eggs are common.
I have to say, Bill, this was your idea to do this segment of the show.
Yeah.
It's a slam dunk.
Isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? We're sat here chatting, and then someone brings us in food that we've not eaten before, and all we have to do is eat it.
And not only that, I'm not paying for that pizza.
No.
I don't know who did.
Cast will pay for that.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Guys,
But I tell you what,
Go on.
Giardiniera, I would say everyone listening, get yourself a tin of that and stick it in your cupboard. You'll find uses for it.
So I'm going to say taste. Out of 10, I'm going to give Giardiniera, I'm going to give it an 8.1.
I'll give it an 8.4.
Okay. Design of the bottle and also of the raw materials itself. Because look, the bottle's quite nice. I have to say, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing to look at. I'm going to give it a 4.7 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7.2.
You're very positive.
Well, I like the look. If I looked at that, I would think I would like to eat that. I'd like to get that in my gob.
Right? And then flexibility or ease of use, accessibility of use. What?
All of that.
That's high. That's a 9.3.
9.2.
It's been a hit, guys.
It's an absolute hit.
If there's a food item that you grew up on, that you love, people don't know about it, in your local area, everyone raves about it, you wish more people ate it, you want us to try it, we can get hold of it. Keep that in mind, because if you're in a part of the world, we can't get hold of it, it's going to be difficult.
But there's always a chance.
There
might be,
if
it was a South Korean thing, there might be a South Korean supermarket here that I'm sure John would be able to find us it. And it doesn't have to be amazing. It could even be something that you're like, we ate this and we hated it.
Yeah, we don't understand why our mum made us eat it. It's a strange tradition. It's bizarre. It could be food or a beverage.
Please help Billy and Dom eat the world.
Yeah, and just let us know what that food is. Send us an email, friendshiponion, castmedia.com, or you can leave us a voice mail at speakpipe.com/The Friendship Onion.
Woohoo! That was lovely, John. Well done.
That was good, actually, John.
My face is on fire. Dom,
William.
we don't always have guests on our show,
No, it's not all the time.
but sometimes we get the idea of a guest or somebody offers us a guest that we cannot say no to.
Yeah. Well, hang on a second.
Right.
Have we got Hillary Clinton?
No, but we might at some point.
Hillary, get in touch.
Send an email. But today we have, and I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
We have, I won't tell you what he is yet. We have Michael-Lopez Alegria.
Can I guess from his name?
Go.
Bullfighter.
No.
Okay.
Although he was born in Spain.
He's got a Spanish name.
But he is a former NASA astronaut.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Brilliant.
And not only that, this guy has spent more time outside walking in space, doing spacewalks, than any other man, certainly in NASA.
Wow, you are Mr. Spaceman. You're a Star Trek fan, a Serenity fan, a Firefly fan. You love Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica. You're the whole thing.
Anything with space, I'm into it. I read books on space, audio books. That's all I care about.
While you're talking to me right now,
right.
I'm actually just going to start writing down some questions for him.
Right, you should do. Will I get him online?
A poo. Hang on a second.
Oh, God. Now, remember, this is...
No, that's just for you, not for the astronaut.
This is very, very serious, Dom.
Okay.
This is a real astronaut. He's in the Astronaut Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you get into that? You just have to be an astronaut.
Well, you have to be one of the good ones.
Brilliant. I'm going to ask him about G-Force. What does
Good.
G-Force feel like?
Good.
Should
That's
we get
a
him on
good
the
one.
phone? What does G-Force feel like?
I think we can get him on a kind of screen. Hold on.
Brilliant. What type
Let's
of food
get
do you eat?
Michael-Lopez Alegria on the screen.
Here we go.
please.
Hello, Michael. Can you hear us?
I can. You hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Great.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, you guys have some fancy microphones there.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, we are very cutting edge.
No expense spared here, Michael. Where do we find you today?
I'm in Washington, D.C. at home where I live.
Ah, lovely, lovely. Well, thank you very much for coming on. We obviously have hundreds of questions for you.
I'm ready.
When I went to drama school, and one of the first things they said to us when we're trying to be actors, they said, okay, we're going to do a little sort of acting experiment. Everyone choose the job that you would love to be from a childhood. And I, of course, was an astronaut. I always wanted to be an astronaut, but I had no idea as a young man from Glasgow, Scotland, how I'd go about that. So did you always think or want to be an astronaut?
Not always. I first wanted to when I was 11 years old and watched or actually listened to when man first landed on the moon. And that lasted for a few years, but then, I got a bit older, and in my adolescence, I kind of outgrown that. But then much later in life, when I was a U.S. Navy pilot who had studied engineering and wanted to try to combine those two things, and therefore became interested in becoming a test pilot, I read some stuff about how a lot of the graduates of the test pilot school, the U.S. Naval Test Pilot School, which is the one that I was interested in, had gone on to become astronauts. And so the dream was reborn, so to speak. And since then, I kind of put my head down in that direction and got very fortunate and was chosen.
I'm going to ask you a question here that came up. I watched a space movie the other night there. And in fact, before I ask you this, do you have a favorite space movie? As we talk about movies on this podcast, do you have a favorite?
Well, I had a favorite for a very long time, which was Apollo 13, which I think is a fantastic movie.
Yes.
Obviously quite based on fact. But then recently I saw a documentary movie called Apollo 11, which is all about the landing on the moon. And there were no actors, there was no narrative. It was just historical footage with newscasters telling the story, and it was brilliantly weaved together.
Yeah.
And if you're a space person, it's an amazing movie.
I will be watching that.
Cool.
But okay, back to this one. So I was watching a space movie that I forget the name of. Someone who
Stowaway.
So it's a new one on Netflix. And when they get up onto their spaceship, they have a pretend gravity. Is there any way when we're in space that we can create a gravity yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, really?
So all you have to do is rotate the spacecraft about a certain point, and the farther away you get from that point, the more, and of course, the faster you're rotating the spacecraft, the more you can, the more acceleration you'll feel, and if you spin it fast enough, you'll feel like it is on Earth. So there have been lots of studies done to build a space station, which is like that. And it only takes probably a fraction of Earth's gravity to be enough to ameliorate the effects of being in microgravity, like muscle loss and especially bone density loss. So the idea is that you would have a spacecraft that rotates around something that's fixed. And when you're sleeping and living, working out, not working, let's say, you'd be in the exterior part experiencing that fraction of 1G. But when all the experiments are in the middle where there's 0G, microgravity, and that way you could have the best of both worlds. Probably a little bit in our future, but I think it's certainly possible.
So it's a sort of centrifugal force, really, rather than a...
Yeah.
So
how many spins, let's say, in a minute? Is that something that you can quantify at this point? How many times would this...
I couldn't.
but are you talking about an extraordinary amount of spins, or is it a doable amount of spins?
From what I understand, it's fractions of a revolution per minute,
right,
at reasonable distances would create enough of a G field that you would mitigate those effects that I described a second ago.
Well, this is basically what that movie did, so that was good.
I hope you're writing this down.
It's all in here. It's all getting kept in my brain.
So how many
Despite
times? Go on. I'm sorry, Michael. Go on.
I was going to say, despite the title of the movie, which makes me very skeptical, that part of it sounds pretty realistic.
Yeah, Stowaway would be a little.
Here was
hard
my other one, and I can't just ask you questions from this movie, but there was one part. So they're at the exterior, but they're doing a spacewalk, which I know you know all about, Michael. If I'm right in saying you have done more hours spacewalking than anyone else, is that true?
Anybody at NASA, there's one Russian who's done more.
Oh, those pesky Russians.
Well, that's incredible. Well, anyway, in this movie, they're at the end of the spinning thing, and they drop something, and it drops. Would it drop? Wouldn't it just stay where you are?
No, if they're in the spinning part and it's and they're outside, then there would be subject to the same gravity as what would be inside. So yeah, it would go away from the center of rotation.
This film is fantastic, Tom. I recommend you watch it.
I can't get my head around that. Honestly, I'm a little lost already.
Factual.
Michael, how many times have you left Earth's atmosphere to go to space?
4 times.
Would you say that it's more stressful on your body leaving Earth's atmosphere or coming back into it?
Well, it depends on what vehicle you're coming back in. So on the space shuttle, we got up to 3 Gs per minute leaving the atmosphere. And on the way back, it would be about 1.5 G at the most. So it's not very much. But in a capsule, you have about the same G profile going up. But on the way back in the Soyuz, which is the last vehicle I flew on, we had 4 Gs for 1 minute. Again, they're this way Gs, so a little bit easier to take. So arguably the entry is harder in a capsule than it was. It is harder in a capsule than the ascent, than the leaving the atmosphere part.
Wow.
And that's just a capsule that then has a parachute at the top of it that slows you down and usually, lands in the sea, right?
Just like Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, they're all capsules. Now the Soyuz lands on the Earth, on the ground in Kazakhstan, and all the other ones, as you mentioned, land in the ocean.
Wow. Incredible.
I guess they don't land; they splash down in the ocean.
Right.
And as far as there's the, I suppose, well-known thing now of, when astronauts see the world from the outside, it changes their whole thoughts about everything. Was there any feeling of that when you went to space? Just feeling of how small you are, or how small the Earth is, even?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you said it well. When you go around the Earth every 90 minutes, and as you do that, the Earth is turning underneath us, and so you're seeing a different swath of Earth as you go by, and that really gives you some perspective.
Right.
And you begin to realize that all of us on this planet are essentially crewmates on the same spaceship, and it's the only spaceship that looks at all interesting out there. The other ones don't seem. It seems very inhospitable when you look away from Earth, and very welcoming when you look to Earth. So you definitely have a feeling of connectivity, both to the other inhabitants of the planet and to the planet itself. It makes you want to really think about taking care of it.
What do you say to those crazy Yahoo people who who suspect that the moon landings were faked? If you're sat next to someone in a bar, unfortunately, and someone's giggling on about the moon landings were faked, what would be the comment that you would hope would destroy their argument?
I would probably buy them a drink.
It's a good start.
And then, I have my feeling is I have no explanation that would move the needle for them. So I would probably just say, we'll have to agree to disagree and move on.
Right.
It's a lost argument for me. It's not. If somebody thinks that, I just don't know how to change their mind.
Right.
Where do you think it will be in 50 years? Do you think
50?
Yeah.
Well, hard to tell. I mean, I think I'm quite confident that there will be a vibrant economy in low Earth orbit, and we'll have multiple space stations, probably some manufacturing facilities that might even be unmanned, because honestly, humans kind of disrupt the perfect microgravity that you can get otherwise. And some of the manufacturing processes are really sensitive to that kind of microgravity environment.
Right.
So I would expect we'll have, relatively routine transportation. If you look back at commercial aviation, almost 100 years ago, only very, very wealthy people could fly. And now people go in an airplane at the drop of a bucket.
Right.
Yeah.
However, and it's similarly, private human spaceflight right now is extraordinarily expensive, unfortunately. But over time, and maybe in 50 years, it'll be to the point where it's not like, spending your life's fortune and
Yeah.
probably those of everybody you know,
Yeah.
but rather something that is affordable.
Well, Billy can
So
afford it.
I
He was in
see
Lord of the
a
Rings.
bright
He's
future.
made of money. Seriously. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Michael, but go on. That would be great.
We have to ask Michael, is there life anywhere else in the universe?
Well, I have to think that there is. I mean, the universe is
great.
just too big to think otherwise.
Okay.
And your next question is, when are we going to meet them? And I think that because of that very same vastness, it's probably not going to happen. At least, in our collective experience as humanity. I mean, the distances are so incredible.
Yeah.
That we think about, our moon, which is 250,000 miles away. Mars is, almost 1,000 times that. So it's a pretty heavy slog to think of going outside our solar system, outside our galaxy, to one of the other 100 billion galaxies that are out there.
I just have to ask you as a quick fire questions then, as someone who knows, but open your mind up here. When will we have a man on Mars? When will that happen?
Well, wait.
What?
Matt
Man or
Damon
woman?
went
No,
like
that was
3
that
or 4
was
years ago.
that was a movie.
Oh, go on. Sorry,
Right.
Michael.
Sorry, Michael.
That was a movie. That's not
Sorry,
a bad
it's
movie.
confusing
It was a very good movie.
sometimes. Life.
I personally think that won't happen in my lifetime. I think it's just a tough thing. Think about how far it is.
Yeah.
With today's propulsion, it would take, 6 to 9 months to get there, 6 to 9 months to get back.
Okay.
And then because of the way the planetary mechanics work out, you have to spend about 6 months there. So you're looking at a 2-year mission. You have to bring all the food, all the water,
Yeah.
all the clothing, all the oxygen, all the fuel. I mean, it's a gigantic logistics. So you could try to pre-position it there, but it would be massively expensive. And I think without some preponderant forcing function, geopolitical, which is what got us to the moon, is
Yeah.
hard to imagine. Economic is even harder to imagine since we
Especially
know
now.
relatively little about it. So I don't see it happening in my lifetime. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Is it not frustrating for you, Michael, and everyone that you work with, that the Mars rover battery has been running for years, but we have to charge our phone every night? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's
like,
just
they
say that-
have the technology. And
Yeah.
Your phone would probably be a lot more expensive if you had that kind of battery in it.
They're already expensive.
$1,000 for a phone.
Too
nowadays.
much.
Do you have a favorite planet, Michael?
Earth.
Oh, good for you.
There
That's
you
a
go.
beautiful answer.
Mine is Saturn.
What's the one
You
that,
like the rings?
Yeah.
what's
it
the
looks
one
beautiful.
that rains diamonds? Is that Jupiter?
Never heard that. But
Oh, I
that's
heard there's
interesting.
one of the planet. It might be in my mind.
I think there's a chance somewhere in the universe, but I don't think in our solar system there's one.
Oh, you might be wrong. I'll Google that later. Wow, it's like the more questions that we ask, the more questions I have. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you, Michael. Apart from a loss of bone density and a potential loss of muscle density if you're not working out in the way that you hope to in space, are there any other things that you're more susceptible to sickness-wise or illness-wise in space?
Well, we definitely get more radiation than we do on Earth, and so cancer is a bigger risk. However, the numbers show that within the astronaut population compared to the general population, there's not a significant difference. The wrinkle, though, is that the astronaut population is generally pretty darn healthy, right? That's part of the selection process. So maybe if you if you selected a group of ground test subjects who were exposed to less radiation, maybe there would be a difference. The other thing that we're having a hard time figuring out, and this is just associated with long duration spaceflight, by that I mean more than, say, 30 days or so, is we see some ocular problems, mostly in older males, but also, throughout the astronaut population. And so I, for example, lost some, I became a little bit more farsighted when I was in space. You know how as we get older, our arms get too short, right? You can't get far enough away from what you're reading. So that happened to me, but at a rather accelerated pace for the 7 months during my last mission. And we come back with other eye-related issues that generally go away, but the vision changes do not. And of course, that's not the end of the world, but it's something that we're still trying to sort out the cause of.
Like you said, it tends to happen to everyone as they age, but with astronauts, it seems to be slightly accelerated with male astronauts.
Exactly.
Oh, interesting.
And what's the longest you've spent in space?
7 months. I flew 3 roughly 2-week missions, and then 7 months.
Arduous on the physical body, a spacewalk.
We trained for spacewalks in a giant swimming pool in almost the exact same suits, which is weighed out to be neutrally buoyant. So that simulates the zero gravity, and it's pretty good simulator for that. But training in that is actually a little bit more work because you have the viscosity of the water to deal with, whereas outside, obviously, it's a vacuum, so it's a little bit easier. But I would say sort of mentally and emotionally, the actual spacewalk is much tougher because obviously you're in space going, 17,000 miles an hour, 250 miles above the surface of the Earth. And while that's a spectacular view, it can be a bit unnerving.
There
And
must
you've got
be
a job to do.
moments, right? If you're honest, when you're out there, if you're out there for 6 hours and you're doing something, do you ever get a wave of fear of I'm standing on the edge of like nothing?
I think that happens to people right when they go outside the airlock. So
Right.
it's the very first thing, and you get over it, quite quickly.
Then
what happens to you though is you see this beautiful view, and I mean the view from the ISS is spectacular. You
Right.
just can't compare it to anything.
Yeah.
But when you're outside the ISS, that is like nothing you could even conceive. You're looking through a visor, so you have an almost perfect unobstructed view. And it's, you really get the sense of, A, moving fast, B, how beautiful this planet is. And you really want to stop what you're doing and, just take in the view. But of course, we can't do that for very long.
And I take it you only get the feeling of speed when you look at the Earth. You don't feel speed, right?
Correct. You don't feel anything. And if you're just looking at the space station up close, you don't notice it. And if you let go with both hands, which is inadvisable, technically if you don't push off or anything, you won't go anywhere. You'll just fly,
Yeah.
in formation, if you will. We always have a tether, so you can let go with 2 hands, but it's discouraged.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, that was another one from that movie I watched last night. At one point, they're out walking on this spaceship and they weren't tethered. That would never happen, right?
Yeah, that would never happen unless they had some sort of manual or automated, backpack device that they could fly around in. So we used to have that actually in the shuttle days.
Yeah.
They would actually put this thing on and go retrieve wayward satellites.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore. That was a very expensive, very sophisticated, multiple redundancy kind of system. We do have a little backpack now, though, which we use only for rescue. So if you happen to let go with both hands and your tether gets either unattached or breaks, which is pretty unlikely, we can deploy this mechanism, a hand controller basically, and orient ourselves and fly back to the space station. So I actually got to test it once on purpose.
Wow.
And it was quite a thrill.
Yeah. Like Gravity. That happens a lot in that film, Gravity, right? There's a lot of like being untethered and
Oh, you don't want
flying around
that.
space. So, Michael, if you're doing a spacewalk, you're working away at something, not looking at the planet, but you've glanced at it. then you do your job and you look back at the planet, let's say half an hour later, are you seeing a completely different view of planet Earth at that point?
100%. In fact, every 45 minutes, it gets dark or it gets light. So you see a sunrise or sunset every 45 minutes. Because
That's amazing.
you're going from being between the sun and the earth to being behind the earth's shadow.
Right.
And in 15 minutes, you would, or you said 30 minutes, you would certainly go from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, and you would never see the U.S.
Incredible.
And what about sleeping up there? Does that make that difficult?
It can be hard. I mean, most people have no trouble falling asleep because you're actually pretty tired at the end of the day. Again, a lot of it is sort of mental and emotional, much more than physical. But what's hard is staying asleep. You know, when you're lying in bed here on Earth and you have that gratifying sensation of having your head on a pillow, that doesn't exist unless you Velcroed a pillow to your head. Right. And some people do that. So we basically sleep in sleeping bags that are zipped up to keep us from floating around. And the sleeping bags can be on the floor, but more often they're on the walls or even on the ceiling. And what's missing is that sort of sense of lying down, which I really appreciated once I got back.
Oh, I bet.
Michael, I have one last question. Buzz Aldrin or Buzz Lightyear?
They're two different things as far as I know.
Yeah, but who would you prefer?
This is I don't know Buzz Lightyear at all.
You've never been exposed to the magic of Toy Story.
There's a movie you should watch.
So is that a space movie? Should we put that on the list?
It's a story about kids' toys that wake up, and one of the guys is called Buzz Lightyear, and he's kind of an inept space adventurer astronaut. He's really sweet. His heart's in the right place, Buzz Lightyear. You'd like him. He means well.
Well, then let's give him a chance at least, right?
Nice. There we go.
Thanks, Michael.
When do you do your 10-day next mission?
Sometime in January or February. That's the plan. We don't have a launch date yet, but it'll be in the first month or two.
Wow. Well, if you can ever get me up there, please let me know. I don't even mind not coming back.
I know, Michael, nowadays it's quite popular for them to televise launches. Will your launch be something that we can watch online?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. This is just a private mission, so it won't be on NASA TV, although we are going to the International Space Station, so there might be some coverage of us while we're on board. But I'm sure that Axiom and SpaceX, who is our launch provider, will be interested in publicizing it.
We'll be there.
You never know.
Oh, I can't wait.
Right, I'll come over to yours and we'll do like a popcorn
I would love it.
thing.
I'd love it. A real space movie.
This has been fascinating, Michael. So brilliant to talk to you.
Yeah.
We wish you so much luck and safety on your next mission.
Thanks, guys. It was a pleasure for me, too. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
See you, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dom.
I am exhausted.
I love that.
It was brilliant, but I'm physically and mentally spent just trying to imagine what Michael's gone through.
Did you feel as if you've just had a 6-hour spacewalk?
Yeah, it was brilliant, that. Can you believe he's never seen Toy Story? out of everything that he told us. The most fascinating fact for me is that he doesn't know who Buzz Lightyear is.
Maybe he just he's never had time to watch it.
Brilliant questions from you.
But that's not going to be our last guest. Oh,
no. In fact, if there's anyone out there with an amazing job or something that they want to tell us, something that they're obsessed by, something that they're interested in, get in touch with us. We want to hear from you. We're all about learning new skills, right?
Yeah, if there's any guests that you'd like to see on the show, please let us know. We'll get them on here.
Billy's got a very sore knee. If there's anyone out there that knows how to fix knees, get in touch.
Say people wanted to get in touch with us with an idea of a guest. I mean, I got my guest. I got an astronaut.
Maybe someone does a fascinating job that they want to tell us about. Maybe we're curious about it.
Exactly. Maybe they want to be a guest.
Yeah.
How would they get in touch with us at the Friendship Onion?
Well, a good way to get in touch with us, obviously, friendshiponion@castmedia.com, or they can leave a voicemail. How do they do that?
Well, they go to speakpipe.com/ The Friendship Onion.
Get in touch if you want to be part of the show. We'd love to hear from you. Rate, review, subscribe. Our show. But only if you like it. If you don't like it, stay away. See you, friends.
All the best.